This video is for CAD 1 toy train multi-view drawing creation. Once your train is assembled and colorized with the appearance, you're ready to start making your drawings. You should see all your components listed here, even the ones you copied. With your project open, File, New, go to Drawing. We're going to make a drawing. Manually create this with your template. The drawing page does take a little bit to load. Now you're basically going to try and recreate the prints how I have them exactly. So you're going to start with the cover page. On that print I have the scale to fit best on this page at 7/8. You have your different views in here, isometric. You can kind of cycle through these a little bit, find what I have on there. Which would be the northwest isolation view. You can go colorize that, and that's going to be the cover page. Make a new sheet on the bottom left. In this new sheet, the base view is your project. So we're going to click base view. Scale on that print is 1:2. You can just place this in black and white with no hidden lines and project this to match what I have. You can really go all directions with this, so whatever view you need, just project it outward at whatever angle works best. We're going to make this view color. You will add just a couple dimensions in here, just overall dimension, just a rough print here. This is the base view I started with, so this is the one that will move around. This one is linked to it, so I can only move it, being that it's linked into the left side. You can only move it to the left horizontally. So grab your dimension tool and add these dimensions in here. It's just the total length here. You can adjust the precision. Zoom in for more detail, more accuracy. The height of yours might be a tiny bit off, being that we just took that track and lowered it down very close to where those wheels meet, so this number might be a little bit off. When you go and change the units, you go into document settings, dimension units. I do want this in decimals. At least go into thousandths of an inch. On there I did actually go to 4 decimal places, but you can go 3 decimal places, that's fine. Another sheet. Okay, this one has a parts list on it, so if you created all your components correctly and copied them, you can go to Table Options, Parts List, and you basically just put this in this corner up here. All this should populate automatically with the quantity. It will default to the material on mine. I changed this. You can double click on it. I don't really care about the material for this project. The mass is nice to have, so I'm going to throw the mass in there. And this is what I have to match the project. This view is called an explosion view. You're basically taking all the parts and moving them so you can see all of them and label all of them. A lot of user manuals will have this just to identify assembly, different parts. When you make that, open the project. Okay, the drawing is up here, and the actual 3D model assembly is here. There's a bunch of different workspaces here. You're in the design workspace, and there are some different ones here. If you go to animation, in this view, we're making what's called a storyboard, which it just started a storyboard right here. You can actually make videos in here and do a lot of different animation stuff. But if you just click transform components and click, you can hold control, like if I want to basically move all of these. That's two wheels, two of the Allen bolts, the wheel link, and the pin. You can basically move those out. Transform again. I'm just going to kind of do this in stages here. I'm going to hold control and select these wheel pins. Just get something similar to what I have. You're basically moving these outward. It's called an explosion view. Transforming your parts with movement. Hold control to select multiple. Grab the arrow to move it in the direction that you want. Now you would do the same thing to this side over here. If you want to do these individually, you can. It is just more efficient to use control and slide these together. They stay kind of on that same work plane then. Now I do have this locked into an isometric view, a 3D view. If you use this cube and you just click this corner, that will lock it into that isometric view. I do want to move these so you can see them. So sometimes you got to kind of go back like this. I should move these outward a little more so I can see them in the view. You can click this cube here. They are still selected. If you want to move them to the side a little, that's a good thing to do. Just something similar to this. So if I click this ISO view right here in the corner, I can basically see all the parts moved outward. This is a storyboard. If I save this, this is just all part of your project. I'm just going to save it. If you go back to your design workspace, okay, your design workspace is separate. Animation here. Design here. If I go to this drawing now, right here, this is your link. So if I click this, it says you need to update. So if I click that link, it's going to update my project. Well, I need to update the project because I just made that animation. If I click the base view, instead of just representation of just a model, now your storyboard shows up here. That's what you just created, was a storyboard. So we're going to click on that. You can find the right isometric view. Scale, best fit on here, 1 to 2. Place that. Label each part, which was called the balloon tool. So if you just click that, item 5 pops up. That should link in here. Item 5, everything links in together. You only need one label per part. Now the text size here is larger than what I have. Your text size here, they have them in 3 categories. just as a default, small, medium, large. You can customize it. If I go to small, this is what I have. Just fits on the page a little bit better. This page matches very close. Start with your another sheet. Just get it very, very close. Base view. Scale on this one is 1 to 1.5. Place it as black and white. This sheet is asking for just the body, just that part only. You can, here's all your components. You can manually just deselect some of these, or you can just right click on that component and say suppress all except this selected one. It's just a faster way to deselect everything except that. So this is only showing the body part, which is what we want on this drawing. You're going to project this out. Left, right, 3D isometric. Change this to match what I have. Add center marks in here if they don't populate. Your hole centers are here. Sometimes it will automatically populate, sometimes they won't, just depending on what type of hole. All holes should have a center. Center line, meaning you need a center line sometimes to represent center. You need to reference two edges. It puts a center line, and then you can make this line longer as needed. So you can dimension off of that line, these center marks. You're going to dimension off of those center marks with your dimension tool to match this print. Notes. Local note is right here. So you can just type in the text. How I have it, I have a general note. And then I have some information listed below that. So type in some of the information I have there. If it's not completely exact, you're fine. Just get it very, very close and use a general note up here. Local note has an arrow pointing to it. When you get done, hit close. Hole note will automatically click any edge of the hole. It'll populate all the hole information. You can check the precision. This one did default to 4 decimal places here. You can go in here and type this and change it. But if that's 4 decimal places, you can just leave that. That's fine. If you want to change it, you can go in here. Basically just click. And I like to use the arrows on the keyboard to get where I want to be. Your diameter symbol. You can kind of override this here. To make that as accurate as possible. But if you have it at 4 decimal places, that's fine. Basically, add all your dimensions to this, create another sheet. This one we're going to bring in just the wheel, so you got to start with the base. Scale on this print 2 to 1. I want just the wheel, so I'm going to suppress all except that wheel. This item does rotate on your project, and that gets to be one issue on the print. So wherever your wheel is orientated on your print, that's how it's going to show on the drawing. So this wheel is kind of angled here. And what I want is this thing vertical. So we can put what's called a section view in. This line where it says AA with these arrows, that's basically slicing through the part right down this line in the center and projecting a view out, looking at it through the center. Hence a section view is cutting through the part, and then you're looking at it in a view. You can see these internal features in here. We need this circle to be vertically on the bottom here, this little pin mounting hole. So if we go in here, this is wheel 1 that I put on this drawing. Find wheel 1 on your project. For drawing purposes, this does function as it would in reality. That is wheel 1 right here. You can open this up and make your origin. Now all the origins are going to show up here for all the wheels because they're all kind of linked together. Sometimes it's nice to hide the body just to get some of the stuff out of the way. I need this plane is linked to that ring here. A quick tool here, modify, align. I need this plane aligned to this vertical surface here. So that will lock that origin plane vertically. You can capture the position because we did move it, being that you want this on a drawing. If you would turn this, it'll turn and move. It doesn't lock it there permanently. I'm just going to hit undo so it stayed where it was. If you want to lock that permanently, you can just pin it in location. So I'm just going to pin this. So now I can't move this. And in this case right now I don't want to move that because I want this to stay in that place to make the drawing. If I get done with the drawing and I export the drawing and I print it off and it's all printed off and sent somewhere, then you can unpin this at any time to move your part again. But for now I do want to pin it in place. I'm going to turn the origin off just so we don't see all those. Save your project. We have now changed this to be locked vertical. So if I go back to my drawing, it's going to say right here with this link, an update has happened. We're going to update it by clicking that, and this then locks vertically. The print and the project are directly linked together. I need a section view in here. So you got your base view, you got the projected. We're not projecting anymore, we're making a section view. Okay, so I click this. You can kind of track along some of these centers here. I need to draw this through and then finish with this checkbox. Drag this over. This is slicing through the center of the part as a section view. I do want this projected as a 3D view up here. This one though, you're going to need to change the size of this to fit on there. You can experiment a little just so it fits on there. I think I did this 1:1. The print will show the base view scale. Other views you can change, so you do 1:1 on this just so it fits in this corner. Add your dimensions in here and then move on to the next sheet. Base view, look at the scale. On this one I have a custom scale, 1.5 to 1. Wheel link, suppress all except that. Project this out, add dimensions. Organize everything on the page. Add your centers on this so you have something to dimension to. You always go to the center of these holes a lot of times. You're going to select those and put the centers in there. Center line on this one. You can extend it if needed. I'm going to make another sheet for the plow. base view of your project, scale on this one, same as the other one, 1.5 to 1 fits on the page the best. Suppress everything except the plow. Project to match. We need this one, we need the back. You can orientate this around to find the views you want. Down here would be the angle I want for that one. Colorize these. You can project off of a different view. Add your dimensions and notes on this one. Create a sheet. Smokestack, you're just going to make the base in. Suppress everything except that part. This I do want a hidden line feature on. You see internal features. Project your views. Add your dimensions. The next three sheets are basically the same. You're just going to find the view, find the scale. I'm going to go all the way to the last one, which is a scale of 1 to 2, and place this. This is the track. This is the last print, so I'm going to isolate everything except for the track. Project. In this one, we have a hidden line feature here. This is very small to dimension, so there's another type of view called a detailed view. If I click detailed view and I click this projected view, now I need to have a point to reference off of. I'm just going to go off of that corner. It's going to make a enlarged view, and the scale on this detailed view is 4 to 1. So it's 4 times the size of reality to basically enlarge it. Hidden lines, detail, scale. It's this area is being zoomed in and giving us a detailed view so that when you dimension it, you actually have something that you can see. This is just getting really small to see, so if you have trouble seeing on a print, you can make a detailed view. This is basically everything for toy train drawings. Just create all the prints to match what I have.